1-0 start. The Irish eked past Niagara in their season opener on Monday. Western Carolina hammered Dalton State in their first contest of the year. Opening tip is won back by Charles Lambton and are underway from South Bend.
Notre Dame in man defense as expected.
Russell Jones Jr., one of the 3 stellar guards on this Western Carolina team, works it down low to Woolbright, trying to work on Davis. Back out to Trey Jackson. Those 3 are the key for this Western Carolina team, and we're going to have an early turnover to start this one.
Great start. That's exactly what Notre Dame wants. And Andrew, I'm a fan of Tay Davis on Vontarius Woolbright. I think his length could be something that bothers him.
Davis, a sophomore, which makes him an experienced option on this Notre Dame team. Working inside, Markus Burton, who tried to pick up where he left off, made his final 6 shots in that win over Niagara, 29 points as we said. Starts alongside another freshman in Braden Shrewsbury, Julian Roper. And that shot good over Matt Zona, one of the few returners for this Irish team. And Davis, as you mentioned, Derek, getting the start as well. That's the basketball here, working to the foul line. Shrewsbury pulls up from deep, off the mark. This Irish team struggled from 3 in their opener, just 3 for 17. Russell Jones, you see, leading the Catamounts up the court. Woolbright tries to work inside, out with Jackson and Lambton, as that shot is knocked down. Woolbright was looking for a foul, didn't get it.
That's exactly what Micah Shrewsbury wants. He wants them to make Woolbright a scorer and not a distributor.
Matt Zona connects from downtown, and he's fired up. Zona, who missed 3 for 3 in Notre Dame's final game last year in the ACC tournament, did not attempt a shot from beyond the arc in the opener, connects on his first triple of the year.
Good to see him get hot early.
As you mentioned, Zona just one of only a couple of returning players for this Notre Dame roster. It's essentially him and Jarek Knesny, who are back from last year's team. Irish, of course, making a coaching change as a 3-point answer comes from Russell Jones Jr.
Great ball movement led to an open 3. I bet you Justin Gray's happy over there on that sideline, Andrew.
Yeah, we know he as well likes when his team is shooting from deep. Davis tries to work inside, too strong off the glass. We said, Dara, before this game, it is going to be a guards afternoon here at Purcell Pavilion. Both these teams like to shoot the ball, like to get out in transition. Here's Jones again, connects again. 2 threes from the top of the key right off the bat from Russell Jones Jr.
I think Markus Burton needs to be a little closer on that closeout. He just hit 2. Maybe some adjustments should be made there.
Zona with the handoff. Burton to the foul line. He connects on a jumper.
Good read of the ball screen. You notice the big backed up in the paint. Nice off the pull-up.
This Irish team got off to a slow start. They were down by double digits for a good chunk of the first half in that Niagara game. Closed it to 1 before halftime. And a foul here against Burton that Micah Shrewsbury's not too happy about.
That's a small matchup when he switches onto Woolbright. He's going to have to body up early without fouling.
Shrewsbury said he liked the discipline his team played with in that opening game. Not a lot of fouls, not a lot of turnovers either, which is no small feat for a coach putting in a new system with an entirely new roster almost. The Irish got it done with their defense late in that contest. Here's Woolbright spinning, unable to finish, but he does draw the foul, and we'll have the first free throws of the afternoon. Tay Davis, the guilty party. That brings Vontarius Woolbright, the preseason Southern Conference Player of the Year. Led the conference with just over 5 assists per game last year. Yeah. Only 66% at the line, but he connects there.
Right there we saw why he's a veteran point guard. He's good at getting in the paint. He can make the right read. He saw nobody was open, and he drew the contact on Davis, who's guarding him tight. So now Tay Davis has a decision to make. Can I keep being aggressive? Do I have to take a step off? And now that's going to work in Woolbright's favor.
Bernard Pellote checking in there for sub for Western Carolina. He replaces DJ Campbell as Woolbright goes 2 for 2. Shrewsbury said early in that game he felt like Notre Dame was trying to rush a lot of shots, play some hero ball, and they got their team game going as the evening progressed on Monday night. Burton, miscommunication there with Davis, and he coughs it up. Woolbright in transition, pulls up from deep, that one off the mark. And this is going to stay with the Catamounts as it was last touch by Notre Dame.
Notre Dame's going to have to take care of the ball against a veteran defense because turnovers and even bad shots are going to lead to scoring opportunities for Western Carolina.
See Colin Granger there for Western Carolina, J.R. Konechny for Notre Dame, both checking in. Konechny sizing up Woolbright, now switches off with Davis. Woolbright gets some space, takes it to the basket and scores.
He's so good when he gets 2 feet in the paint.
Ontarius Woolbright, both a skilled scorer and distributor, averaged almost 15 points a game last year. Shrewsbury gets inside, is forced out. Granger, the new sub-in, is on him. Shrewsbury draws 2 defenders, kicks it to the corner for a 3 that's off the mark from Davis. Trey Jackson will slow it down, gets a screen out high from Granger. Pull-up jumper from outside the paint is no good. Burton with a burst to speed, tries to get downhill, draws the foul. And so we'll step aside. Hot start early from the field for Western Carolina. They're 2 from 3 from 3. And then
Trey was telling us he's confident. He has that senior leadership, that IQ. He's going to do whatever it is for his team, and already he's distributing and scoring tonight.
Yeah, not just the 19 points. He threatened a triple-double in that game as well. 7 assists and 8 rebounds. Irish quickly off the inbound. 3 is left short and goes out of bounds from Carey Booth, who delivered 10 points off the bench in Notre Dame's opener on Monday.
I like to see Notre Dame get some easier shots, right off the bench. Carey Booth taking a corner 3. I like the confidence, but at this point in the game, I'd like to see them get some easier attempts.
Mar Robertson to Colin Granger. Jackson gets a screen off the handoff. Over Konechny, back out to Woolbright. Irish will switch. Woolbright inside, attacks the basket but cannot finish. Irish moving quickly. Now they slow things down. We mentioned it took them a little bit while to get going in their season opener. Bit of a slow start to this one as well. 3-pointer left side. That went off the mark. Good hustle from Konechny. But it will be Western Carolina ball.
You see Micah Shrewsbury coaching up Julian Roper pretty hard. They worked really hard on defense. Under 10, they made Woolbright take a contested layup. But again, I don't think that's the shot selection that they're looking for right now.
And Shrewsbury at the start of the season said that he wants to emphasize ball movement specifically. He said we are looking for great shots, not just okay ones. And it feels like Notre Dame's settled for okay a little bit so far.
For sure.
Robertson looks to get downhill. Stops in his tracks, picks up Trey Jackson. Lefty scoop shot is no good. Logan Imes, one of the freshmen on this Irish team, draws contact. Bit of an awkward play there. Looks like it's going to be ruled a foul on the floor. As Micah Shrewsbury looks on in his second game coaching this Notre Dame team, following 2 very successful years at Penn State.
Yeah, as you see here, first season at Notre Dame, our Indiana native, 37-31 record in his first 2 seasons at Penn State. He also led them to the best scoring defense in the Big Ten in his first year there at 65 points per game allowed.
Here's another 3-point attempt, and that one falls from Booth.
That should be great momentum for the Irish. Just to see the ball hit the bottom of the net is huge.
Irish did not hit a single 3 in the first half in their opener. They've hit 2 so far on 6 tries in this one. DJ Campbell works inside, puts up the runner, no good. Tip drill on the rebound, it's still up for grabs all the way back to midcourt. And the Irish sold out for the board and winds up going bust. Easy 2 for Lampton inside.
How about that series of events? I don't know if I've ever seen that happen before.
Shrewsbury to the attack. Right along the baseline, works it out to Roper. Tries to back up on Lambton. Spins, righty shot. Tried to go underneath. Fights for his own rebound. Still has it. Draws contact. Cannot finish while tumbling to the floor.
Nice work by Roper, getting after the offensive rebound and taking the confidence up against Charles Lambton, which is definitely a matchup nightmare down there, if I had to say.
Yeah, certainly did not have the size advantage, to say the least. This Notre Dame team historically has never been a top rebounding team, and they don't figure to be one this year either. But as Shrewsbury said, effort and work ethic has to be at an all-time high for them on the glass, and we've seen them fight for some rebounds so far in this game. A couple have come up short, as did that dunk attempt from Booth. He does draw contact and will go to the line.
That's something that I think is going to be huge tonight. Booth has a speed advantage over Charles Lambton, and right there you see you got him up on the pump fake, took it in, and that's another foul already, I think, in the last 20 seconds on Lambton. So now Justin Gray's going to have to make some adjustments, which is going to work in Notre Dame's favor.
First from Roper, too strong. Shot just 46% from the line last year. This is third stop in his college journey. Started at St. Mary's, then was at Northwestern. And the former Michigan Mr. Basketball finalist now starting anew in South Bend. Connects on the second. You mentioned not a single starter from last year's Notre Dame team returning. A couple graduating, a bunch of transfers as well after Mike Bray stepped aside following over 2 decades coaching this team. Here's Pilote from downtown. He drills a three.
He's coming off a 4-for-4 night at the three-point line, and he certainly has carried it over today early.
Averaged almost 15 points a game last season. Next from downtown there. Here's Burton with a left side jumper. Too strong. Campbell in transition, down low, spins, tough shot, tip try, no good. As that was Cornelius Williams following up. He checked in just a moment ago. Roper open for three. He drills it.
That's the one that Micah Shrewsbury is looking for. Good team defense. They push in transition, and he takes an open three. I'm confident with that take by Roper all night.
Irish made just 3 threes against Niagara. They've already connected 4 tries, on 4 of 12 tries from downtown. Here on this Saturday afternoon, Woolbright spinning, too strong off the glass. Logan Imes, a 4-assist performance in the opener Monday. Booth will pull up from 3 again. Doesn't get the roll. Irish not hesitating, though, to pull the trigger from downtown, and they've gotten some better looks from beyond the arc in the last few minutes. Off-ball screen, tries to free up Jones. Gets some space on the screen from Williams, takes advantage, nails the jumper from just beyond the paint.
Great use of the ball screen right into the pull-up jump shot. That's what they're going to continue to do if the posts stay off.
Game high 8 points so far for Russell Jones Jr. He put up that many in the Catamounts season opening victory. Markus Burton, offensive foul. As Jones getting it done on offense, he draws a whistle on the defensive end as well. We'll step aside with Western Carolina still up 7. Good season for Coach Justin Gray, leading the Western Carolina Catamounts, and told us before the game the main thing he focuses on is making sure he and his players have fun. So far, so good for about 9 minutes or so in this one.
Yeah, you love a coach that can relate to the players in terms of his career. It helps so much. He understands. He's able to coach them better. And that's exactly what he was telling us today. He just wants them to have fun when they're playing and not worry about anything else. And obviously that plays a big role. It allows for a more relaxed environment. And you could tell with these seniors on the court right now, that's exactly what they're doing tonight. Like Russell Jones Jr. again off the pull-up in the ball screen, getting to that sweet spot early.
Well, he had a great 1-2 tandem with Chris Paul in his playing days at Wake Forest, and perhaps unsurprising then that got a trio of guards leading the way. Meanwhile, back-to-back possessions ending in offensive fouls for the Irish. That's the second on Tay Davis overall today.
That might lead to matchup problems. Logan Imes coming in to check in. I'm curious to see who Micah Shrewsbury will now put on Vontarius Woolbright.
Jones trying to get some space inside. Campbell with the kick out. Quick three, left well short. I think Trey Jackson might have rushed that one just a little bit. Notre Dame takes over.
Again, great team defense. They worked on that in practice all week, bodying up when Western Carolina gets into the paint. It didn't allow them to get into their sweet spot, led to a contested three, and now they got an offensive opportunity.
Irish at just 31% from the field so far. They've actually shot better from three than overall. Shrewsbury can't find space on Granger. Has some here, makes a nice move and left that three short. Zona tries to save it, but got caught in between.
Good use of the pump fake. That's also something they worked on in practice. They know Western Carolina wants to run them off the three-point line. So I like that shot from Shrewsbury. I'm confident he'll hit the next few.
Yeah, three-point shooting for both these teams. Very important, both in terms of what they do offensively, but also defending in. Western Carolina, as you said, Dara, one of the top three-point defending teams in the country. What an effort by Granger there to collect the rebound, but Woolbright can't finish on the second effort. Roper swings it. Zona takes it. Too strong, looking for his second three of the afternoon. Woolbright with a double team. Granger with the hook shot, gets the roll.
That's Woolbright's bread and butter. Backing him down, getting 2 feet in or close to the paint, and dishing. Led to the easy layup. Notre Dame's got to tighten up in terms of bodying early when Woolbright wants to get himself into the paint.
Already 3 assists for Woolbright. Burton to Zona, has space, puts it up, puts it in, and will go to the line. Two-man games working to perfection on both sides of the court.
Good use of the ball screen. Markus Burton gets in there, makes the easy dish to Matt Zona and one. Freshman point guard not playing like a freshman.
Zona too strong. Roper hauls it in. And the Purcell crowd irate, no whistle there.
I think I could agree with the crowd on that one. I think Zona took a hit or two.
Granger given space. He'll try it from three. Zona daring him to shoot, and the bet pays off. Burton and Shrewsbury go to work. Those two were Notre Dame's minutes leaders in that opener against Niagara. Burton inside, muscles it up and in.
Look at that body control by the freshman. Notre Dame on a run.
Impressive stuff. Micah Shrewsbury said he's seen Burton make shots like that and produce at a high level since his AAU days.
That's what they need.
Was originally committed to play for Shrewsbury at Penn State. Followed his coach to Notre Dame and is off to a stellar start in his collegiate career. And a turnover here as Campbell's foot was on the line.
Micah Shrewsbury told them this week in practice, if we keep them out of the paint and we live in the paint, we'll win the basketball game. So you see down there on that end, they get into the paint, they get a bucket, and then they force a travel down here on the defensive end, running them off the three-point line.
And Notre Dame, historically, a jump shooting and three-point team, but in that game against Niagara, they outscored them in the paint 48-28. It's not often that the Irish have won games with their play inside, but that was the case on offense in their opener, and Burton gets inside again, and all of a sudden, Markus Burton starting to heat up once again for this Notre Dame team.
I think we're having some flashbacks from the other night against Niagara. I mean, he's just so exciting to watch.
6 points for Burton today, 6 straight for Notre Dame. Woolbright looks to end the streak and does just that. Just 1 for 6 from the field before that shot, but Woolbright, even when he's in a bit of a rut, you always know the next hot streak is right around the corner as Burton made a nice move but couldn't connect. Transition 3, Jackson off the mark. Hustle for the rebound, Robertson in tight quarters, and it's off Konechny, still up for grabs. Couple of wild scrambles so far in this game, and once again, the Catamounts come away with it. And we might have a shot clock issue here, understandably, after such a wild scramble.
I think we can say the speed of the game has definitely increased over the past 2 minutes, Andrew.
We'll step aside. Still a 7-point lead for the Catamounts. Jones Jr. in double figures in points. He's already got 10 in just 13 minutes so far in this one. 4 of 5 from the field and 2 for 2 from beyond the arc.
Right. Jones Jr. stands at 5'8" and is hitting tough contested shots against Notre Dame. You see this right here, carrying his team early. He's the reason for this momentum and this 25-point.
Catamounts are led by their big three guard trio of Jones Jr., Woolbright, and Jackson, but it's largely been Jones so far. He's 4 for 5 from the field. Woolbright and Jackson combined 2 for 11.
On any given night, their big three between Woolbright, Jones Jr., and Jackson, you kind of have to pick your poison. Any of them could get hot, and we've seen early tonight that it happened to be Russell Jones Jr. as Woolbright on the miss.
This makes them such a dangerous team. Finished 4th in the Southern Conference standings a year ago. Burton looks to get inside. Risky pass. Somehow Roper or Booth, excuse me, came away with it for a moment, and now we get whistles. Notre Dame will keep possession here on the jump ball call. Shrewsbury wanted a timeout. He did not get it, but the possession arrow favors the Irish. Some chaotic sequences already in this game. Both teams really fighting for every inch out there. Shrewsbury from the baseline. Booth from the logo, bank shot, falls, and the foul.
Great attack by the freshman. Like I said before, Western Carolina's at a matchup disadvantage with Booth. As you see here, creates the contact, stays with it, and gets the and-one.
One shot here for Booth. That's the 6th foul on the Catamounts, so Irish will go to 1-and-1s after. Booth off the mark. Roper goes down hard. Catamounts come with the basketball. 5-on-4 opportunity, and Woolbright can't take advantage. Smothered at the rim by Booth. Jackson regains control, and the Catamounts slow it down.
Look at the effort by Imes down low on Woolbright, pushing him out of the paint. That's exactly what they need.
Jackson feeling for space. Tough shot. No good.
There he is again with the rebound.
Logan Imes, not much of a scorer in Notre Dame's first game, but showed up in other areas. 4 assists, 3 rebounds. For the Zionsville, Indiana native. And he's going to get 2 points here. A goaltend against the Catamounts. And Logan Imes making a difference off the bench. He's got Notre Dame within 3.
Western Carolina does not have a history of switching on the perimeter. Logan Imes, great read with the back cut. They worked on that in practice this week. Rewarded, not with what he wanted, but still got something there.
Kamar Robertson. Down low for Woolbright. The Albany native puts it up and in and one. Big answer for Vontarius Woolbright to snap a 2-minute scoring drought for the Catamounts.
As you watch here, he's persistent and he's dangerous when he gets 2 feet in the paint, as we see there. He'll have a chance for 1 free throw. Roper just with the late touch on the hand, and you know Woolbright's going to capitalize on that.
Can't capitalize on the free throw. 2 teams combined in this game are just 3 for 7 from the line. Irish just 1 of 4. Burton got caught from behind, has his pocket picked. Good effort from Jones getting the steal. Woolbright tries to back down. Imes' pass goes to Pello, but he's out of bounds.
We're in for a treat all night with this matchup between Jones and Burton. As you see, Jones stands at 5'8", and he just finds a way to get underneath everyone's skin. He's what they say, a pest on defense.
Stayed with Burton right there, even after he thought he'd turned the corner. Imes had some space at the top of the key. He defers to Booth. Screen frees up. Roper goes downhill. No on the first try. Second one's up and in. And another and one opportunity. This time it's Carey Booth converting.
You see Roper gets downhill, almost Booth there to clean it up. Another and one for the freshman.
This is a Western Carolina team that will sell out for blocks. It can result in missed rebounds at times. It can result in fouls at others. Both there to put Booth on the charity stripe.
You can hear the fans encouraging Booth to hit this free throw off his second and one. He didn't hit the last one in his first and one, but we'll see what he does here.
Nothing but net.
There we go.
So a 2-point game. This is the closest it's been since the opening moments of this contest. Granger giving some room out high. Woolbright and Imes, the two number twos going at it. Nice spin move by Woolbright, and he puts it up and in. And yet another and one opportunity. That's been the theme of this opening quarter, especially as of late. A beautiful spin move inside for Woolbright to put him in double figures.
I mean, I'm like a broken record at this point. He gets 2 feet in the paint. He's a matchup problem for almost anybody against Notre Dame. And right now, scoring is what's leading them. We talked before, Justin Gray telling us he's confident he's going to do what he needs to do for this Western Carolina team.
Catamounts averaged almost 74 points a game last year. That ranked 5th in the Southern Conference. Primarily used their three-point shooting ability to put up points last year. A theme again for them this season. Shrewsbury from beyond the arc leaves that one well short. So a lot of threes early in this game. Both teams have kind of gone away from that over the last few minutes or so. Woolbright inside again. Couldn't find any room. Jones looks to get downhill. Kick out into the corner. Three is good. Splash down from the corner as Bernard Pello drills that one. He's 2 for 2 from the field and from 3 in this one.
He's a great spark off the bench for them. That's exactly what they needed.
Whistle here brings the stop to play with 3:49 to go in the opening half. A 6-0 run has Western Carolina back up by a comfortable margin. Well, Vontarius Woolbright got off to a bit of a slow start in this one, made just one of his first 6 shots from the field, but since then he's made 3 of his last 5 and has half of the points on a 6-0 run right now for the Western Carolina Catamounts, who lead it by 8 late in the first half.
He started off slow, now he's up to 11 points, and Andrew, he's just showing us why he was Southern Conference preseason player of the year. He keeps getting in the paint, he keeps executing, he's showing that senior leadership we keep talking about, and he's had 2 of their last 3 baskets in this 6-0 run in those last 52 seconds.
Transferred from Lawson State Community College and made second team All-Southern Conference a year ago. Logan Imes is at the line for Notre Dame. Irish have struggled from the free-throw line all day, and it continues here. Just 2 of 6 after Imes put too much on that one. Western Carolina leads it by 8. It's their largest lead of this contest. Irish have clawed back a few times in this half and haven't been able to close the gap completely yet, and it gets wider as Woolbright drills one from downtown. Well, the only thing he hadn't done in this game so far was make a 3, but he connects someone right there. That's Zona looking for some space. He shot the ball from that spot twice in this one, made it once. Defers to Imes here. Konechny inside, looks for space. Double team comes. Zona from 3, just off the mark.
Western Carolina making them work all the way down to the last seconds of the shot clock. Pushing in transition, no surprise.
Space opens up for Campbell at the top of the key. He's short on the 3. Another rebound scramble. And that one's last touched by Jones, and so this time, bounce favors Notre Dame.
Notre Dame needs to settle in and take advantage of getting downhill. Like I said before, Western Carolina does not want to switch. They're running a ton of screens. I don't think they're getting exactly what they want, but I think they can do a better job at getting downhill off of their pin downs.
Braden Shrewsbury to inbound. But a tough first half for him. No points on 3 unsuccessful shots so far. A miscommunication there between Konechny and Booth. Irish turn the ball over. Campbell looks to keep the hot streak going for the Catamounts. He gets inside all the way in, lays it up and in. And Western Carolina has found their groove. 11 unanswered points to create some separation. Foul here is on Jones, and 1-on-1 opportunity coming up for Burton.
Western Carolina has so many offensive threats. You see now here DJ Campbell getting in on the fun, persistent in his ball handling, finds a way for the easy 2. That's big for them, as you say. We talk about their big 3, but they still have so many other scoring options.
Yeah, Campbell last year averaged 5 points a game and had 18 in their season opener. Was in double figures on 6 occasions. Has 4 already today as Burton drills the first free throw. "16 minutes for the freshman. He led the Irish in playing time in their opener. I beg your pardon, was second behind Braden Shrewsbury.
Notre Dame hasn't gotten the offensive looks that they would love, but keep in mind, Western Carolina was 257th in free throws allowed last season, so that says something about their fouling rate. And if Notre Dame can keep getting to the free throw line, drawing fouls up top, I think it'll do them good.
Down to the final 2 minutes in the first half of this one. Andrew McGinnis alongside Dara Mabry. Second game of the year for both Western Carolina and Notre Dame. And there's another shot that falls for Trey Jackson, who gets off the shot. Was 0 for 5 before that jumper.
Trey Jackson is my X factor for this game. The film in their past seasons has shown when he plays well, they play well as a team.
Burton gets downhill and a nice finish inside. Markus Burton with a bit of a burst here late in the half and providing the spark that Notre Dame needs now down 11.
There's what I hit on before, execution of getting downhill.
Campbell defended by Roper. Screen set by Granger. 3 taken, it rims off. Burton leads the Irish the other way.
Like to see Notre Dame get a good shot this possession.
Shrewsbury rushed that 3. I think he thought he was going to have more space off the Booth screen. Almost like a quarterback sometimes when you plan what pass you're going to make before seeing the defense. Shrewsbury unable to connect from downtown there.
I'm not sure his dad is happiest with him right now with that one. They got a minute left. Probably wanted a good shot. Hold it for a couple of possessions. Hopefully they'll regroup here.
Yeah, Shrewsbury was 0 for 4 from the field in this one. He also got off to a slow start against Niagara. Picked up a bit as the game progressed. We said led Notre Dame with 36 minutes played. Finished with 7 points on 3 of 7 shooting.
And that shows the trust. He's a coach's kid. He has a high IQ. He might not have the shooting percentage that he wants right now, but Micah Shrewsbury is going to continue to leave him out there because he knows the game well. He trusts in his playmaking ability, even if it's not the shot selection right now. And also, it could be freshman jitters. It's a big stage. Maybe he has some adjustments to make, but 36 minutes is quite impressive for having that shooting percentage.
55 seconds to go here. See how Western Carolina plays it. They're going to design this so they can get a 2-for-1 opportunity. Campbell to Jackson off the screen, 4-3, no good. Follow-up also off the mark. A third try, that one is home. Western Carolina has the edge on the glass as we expected coming into this one, and they take advantage of it there with a third chance basket from Bernard Pello. And Shrewsbury uses his use it or lose it timeout with 27 seconds left. Shrewsbury in that game against Niagara, so he was really happy with how Notre Dame's defense played down the stretch and how they didn't let things get away from them, but Western Carolina has threatened at times in this game to pull away. 13-point halftime deficit, certainly not unmanageable, and obviously time for Notre Dame to shrink it, but Catamounts have had control of this game, it feels like.
Not unmanageable at all. And curious to see if they can capitalize off this possession. Micah Shrewsbury has a history of very good playmaking calls out of a timeout, so I'm curious to see what he does here for an easier attempt with 27 and 25 on the shot clock.
Shrewsbury, as we mentioned, incredible success. This was a short time with Penn State. As the 10 seed in the conference tournaments last year, they got him all the way to the finals. They lost by just 2 points to Purdue, where he used to be an assistant. Left the Boilermakers to spend some time on Brad Stevens' coaching staff with the Boston Celtics. Some deep playoff runs there. And got his chance at Penn State. Now returns to his home state where his coaching career began at IUSB. Burton to the basket, blocked, rebound is still available. Burton goes hard in the corner. Irish run out of time. Shot was off from Knesny, would not have counted regardless. And let's inbound and get the second half underway. DJ Campbell leading the Catamounts back on the attack. Starting five is back in for Western Carolina.
Micah Shrewsbury going with 4 guards here. Tay Davis will come off the bench along with Matt Zona. That's a different matchup.
And a whistle here, and Woolbright starts off this second half with a traveling violation. So some turnovers early from Western Carolina. They were able to nip that issue in the bud as the first half progressed. 7 overall for them, or 4, excuse me, on this game so far.
Getting a little chippy here to start the half. Could be interesting. Both teams obviously competing at a high level.
Yeah, if you didn't see the opening 20 minutes, we had a couple of crazy sequences. Rebounds were available, bodies hit the deck. That type of stuff can build tension. You know, this is the first ever meeting between these two schools. Raiden Shrewsbury held off the score sheet in that opening half. Gets it, pulls up from long distance, and left it just a little bit short.
Carey Booth's numbers were very visible on that possession. I thought that was a good time for a post feed instead of settling for the 3.
Irish 3 of 14 from beyond the arc in this game. Meanwhile, getting back inside is Jones Jr. doing what the Catamounts have done all game, which is just attack the basket and then use that to create some space from 3 when it's been available. And it's been a very successful formula thus far.
More high ball screen action.
Provided by Lampton. Nice pump fake worked inside by Campbell. Banks in the righty floater.
Nice recognition off the shot fake. Notre Dame wants to run them into the 3-point line. Good use of the second option by Campbell. Eastern Carolina went on a big scoring run right at the end of the first half. They picked where they left off. Nice fake taken inside and unable to finish through contact is Booth. No foul, but it's last touched by Western Carolina. Get another look. I like the aggression by Booth here, but you just can't teach size. Charles Lampton standing at 6'11". That's a tough matchup for Booth, although he has the foot advantage. He's driving into some big traffic there.
Lampton, the tallest member of either team. 3-point attempt. Burton put a little bit too much on it. Transfer from the College of Charleston. Not play a very big role there, but a solid debut. Earlier this week, out of 8 points and 6 rebounds. Roper swings. Booth for three. Notre Dame just a little bit off coming out of the halftime break. Still looking for their first basket. Good job by Woolbright there. Almost lost control, but is able to maintain possession. Jones Jr. will slow things down.
Because of the quick shots, Western Carolina has had too many chances to set into the shot clock and run whatever they want. Notre Dame's making it too easy for them by taking questionable shots on offense.
Woolbright gets inside. Ball up for grabs again.
Great effort by Roper.
Roper, who got his hands on it initially, hauls in the rebound on that second effort. Imes trying to work a two-man game there with Booth, instead is forced back out. Roper to the attack, defended by Woolbright, puts it up and in over Lambton. And Notre Dame gets off the schneid, courtesy of the junior Julian Roper.
Great patience by Notre Dame offense. Markus Shrewsbury was coaching them hard that possession. He wanted them to be patient. They stayed with it. Roper for an easy layup over Woolbright.
Lambton waited for an option to develop. Nice hands there and an attempt to save it, just unsuccessful, but a good effort there from Julian Roper on the defensive end for Notre Dame.
Roper coming alive on both ends, using some of that experience he had at Northwestern, carrying this young team. He's leading by example, as we would say right now.
He was a highly touted recruit coming out of high school, was the fourth best prospect in the entire state of Michigan.
I do think he could have saved that one, though, instead of diving on the floor.
Yeah.
Maybe he thought he needed to, but I thought he had enough time to go save it.
Yeah, there wasn't a lot of pressure over there in the corner, but good reach there, and another one. Roper showing off those quick hands as right at the end of the shot clock, Woolbright forced to put it up. That one's no good.
Looks like they're going back into the same action here. It's a guard-to-guard, high ball screen.
Campbell fought around the screen. Shrewsbury creates space. Tough shot, left it short. Zona hauls in the rebound. Space outside. It's Burton for three. Nothing but net.
You have to credit Matt Zona there for making that play. Markus Burton got that shot because of him. Notre Dame clearly has some momentum here, and you just can't stop talking about Julian Roper. He came out here this half, fired up. He's leading his team, and look what it's doing. Look at the effect it's having.
Zona making an instant impact coming off the bench after getting the start in this one. Woolbright trying to work the pick and roll here. Woolbright inside, tough shot while falling to the ground. He can't get it to go. Numbers the other way for Notre Dame. To the corner for Burton. Fakes, takes, just can't connect. Zona, another great effort to pull it back down. Roper, wisely in no rush, takes it out. Screen set by Shrewsbury. Roper given a lot of room, takes advantage. Couple big threes for Notre Dame to force a timeout and bring this deficit back to single digits. Energy back at Purcell Pavilion. The Irish within a couple of big offensive rebounds from Matt Zona in the last few minutes to set up a couple of big threes for Notre Dame. Julian Roper, the second, hitting the second one. Give Notre Dame a little bit of life. All of a sudden, an 8-0 Irish run that has this back to a single-digit point game.
Julian Roper off the three here. Markus Shrewsbury didn't like the one he shot in the first half, given the circumstances of the game, but he knocks it down. He came out hot this half. He's leading this team, and it's good to see a different spark. Like I said, Markus Burton needs help, and Julian Roper has clearly taken on that role to start this second half.
Got a nice screen there from Braden Shrewsbury as well. Irish trying to keep this momentum surge going. Catamounts trying to find the offensive stroke that they had late in the first half. Long range three is good, and Russell Jones Jr. stems the bleeding in emphatic fashion.
I was confident that he was going to drive it, given the foot speed he has over Matt Zona, but, I mean, again, hitting contest Julian Roper.
Campbell turns the corner and scores. I think Burton thought he had some help there down low, but just too much space, and Catamounts take advantage.
Campbell has just seemed to get a bucket every time Western Carolina has needed to stop the bleeding. He's stepped up really big in this game tonight, Andrew.
8 points and 5 rebounds already for the sophomore. Tough turnaround shot there is off the back of the rim.
I think they might have missed a little pushing and shoving down there on the block with Matt Zona and Lampton.
Referees have let a lot of that go so far. Inside Lampton, they can't let that one go. Easy foul call there, as Roper did what he had to prevent an easy 2.
Well said. I would agree. That was a good foul call on Roper as they lead into another timeout.
Western Carolina with a couple of big baskets to stretch their lead back out. We'll step aside with the Catamounts up by 12. 13:22 to go here in the second half. Russell Jones Jr., the hot hand all of a sudden for Western Carolina. Strong first half, and he's picked up right where he left off here after Western Carolina got in a bit of a slump for a few moments.
Justin Gray doing a great job of putting him in mismatches on the offensive end, as Lampton here is going to take 2 free throws. But again, carrying what he did in the first half into the second half. He's hit multiple contested threes, 6 for 7 field goals. I could imagine they're going to continue to give him the ball. But once again, one of those out of the 3-headed monster coming alive for Western Carolina in Jones Jr. as Lampton hits the first one.
Lampton, as you'd expect for a big man, was not a very strong free throw shooter last year, but pure on both attempts there. And so it's back to a 14-point lead after the Irish briefly cut it down to single digits on a brief 8-0 burst. They just have not gotten the consistent secondary scoring that we've seen from Western Carolina. That's been the difference so far. Burton throws it up. Oh, and a missed opportunity there for Booth as he couldn't convert the alley-oop. Jackson at the other end draws a foul.
I agree with the foul on Burton. That probably would have led to another transition bucket off of the miss. So once again, Burton doesn't play like a freshman on the offensive end. And then on the defensive end, I would be confident in saying that that was a veteran move, give up a foul, stop the bleeding, as they increased the lead again already by these last 2 free throws. And I'm sure Booth is itching, wishing he would have converted that one as Notre Dame needed that easy layup.
Yeah, baskets have been hard to come by for the Irish, shooting just 35%. Granger with 2 guys on him, cannot convert as Booth got a hand on it as the redshirt junior tried to go up to the basket.
Made up for it on the defensive end. Good defense by Booth.
Great hands there to steal from Jones. Takes it the other way and puts it up and in. Russell Jones Jr. doing it all on both ends. And the lead for the Catamounts grows.
Talked about him on offense, but look at this defense. He has the hardest matchup of the night, and he gets a hard foul.
Whoa, awkward collision there, and tempers briefly flared. Cooler heads prevailing as both Burton and Jones went to the floor hard. And still some discussion. Get a look at the foul.
That's a hard foul going up, and I think Markus Burton's frustration may have come from thinking it might have been a little bit more intentional, but that's a great matchup. You know, they're both around the same size. Russell Jones Jr.
Double technical called both on Jones Jr. and Burton. Additional foul still stands. Burton will go to the line as it is a shooting foul.
I think that was a hard, intentional foul. I understand the frustrations coming from Burton. It's good to see that it didn't escalate any further than what they got into as he makes this first free throw. But, I mean, emotions are high. They're around the same size. They're similar players. That they're bound to get into it, but it's just good that it didn't escalate any further.
You think that should have been anything more or just a common foul?
They were rewarded 2 technicals, I think, which the refs made the right call. But I don't think Burton was gonna make that. I think Jones Jr. actually fouled him twice. I think the second foul was a little unnecessary.
Albright in tight corners tries to pivot for space. Kick out. Nice move to spin away from the traffic there from Jackson. He can't convert in the shot. And it's thrown backwards. And that's going to be a backcourt violation another chaotic sequence in this game, which has had a lot of entertainment, not even counting just the scoring plays. Western Carolina turns it over, and we'll step aside. 14-point lead for the visitors here at Purcell Pavilion. Shrewsbury chatting with the officials about the hard foul and the double technicals that were called against Russell Jones Jr. and Markus Burton. It was Jones with a bit of an awkward collision trying to prevent Burton from getting a free lane to the basket. Both players went down hard, got upheated. Thankfully, nothing more happened than that other than the fouls assessed and 2 free throws for Burton on the shooting foul, but certainly a tense moment. And Burton with the basketball again.
A new defender on Burton. Last time it was Jones Jr. There's another body thrown at him.
Davis, through contact, lost control, wasn't able to get a shot away. Bello thought about the transition 3. Nice move to step in by Woolbright. Open man on the left wing. It's Robertson, unable to cash in from long range. Rebound finds its way into the hands of Logan Imes. Shrewsbury around the zona screen. And a travel is called before the shot, which was rejected emphatically by Lambton anyhow.
I think that was a difficult take by Shrewsbury. Micah Shrewsbury on the other end wanted the kick to the corner. As you see, he's probably going to come out. Assistant coaching staff going to have some conversations with him to make some adjustments. But here we go. Julian Roper back in the game. I'm sure Notre Dame's going to gain some momentum from that. He's going to keep up what he started the second half with as Western Carolina resets again. Shot clock at 20.
Shrewsbury said he's had a lot of teaching moments with some of those younger players, but he also wants to give them some freedom to make some mistakes.
A lot of teaching moments here in this Western Carolina game.
Always a tough give and take, because certainly coach never wants to lose a game, or does any player, of course. But the Irish know that they are in a rebuild as a program, obviously with almost a total roster overhaul. And some of those short-term mistakes will hopefully have long-term payoffs, but doesn't mean there isn't frustration in the moment. Roper going one-on-one with Robertson, shifts his way inside and somehow gets it to go.
Tough take by Roper. He didn't get the best screen at the top of the key, but he made what he could out of it, and that was a tough shot over Lambton at 6'11". Credit Roper for that. Nice teardrop, nothing but net.
12 points for Roper in this one. 3-point attempt from the right wing is no good from Pello. 2 Irish players collide, and that grants a second life to Western Carolina. Woolbright looks to take advantage, and a blocking foul is called that upsets the home crowd.
I don't think I can agree with that one. That is similar to the first call in the first half that same official made. I'll have to see his feet again, but I think he had position.
Get another look at it here. I guess maybe the argument is that Burton was leaning before the contact.
Maybe he sold it a little too much, and that's also a big size difference between Woolbright and Burton there. Just trying to see it from the official's point of view. I know the Irish crowd wanted a different call.
Much bigger Davis is on Woolbright now. Forces him into tight quarters. Woolbright gets a screen from Lambton. Space to pull up from deep, but it's a little bit wide to the right. And Roper able to grab in the rebound.
Back to the same action. High ball screen. Roper and Zona again.
Roper put a bit of a twist on it there with the spin move. Backs off from Lambton. Irish knew a key would be trying to pull him out of the paint. They've got him on the outside now. Roper can't take advantage with a 3-point attempt.
Good
but Davis
effort
does
by Davis.
with the rebound, and he's fouled trying to put it back up.
Great effort by Davis, rewarded with the foul call. A chance for 2 buckets at the free throw line.
It all started with Lambton getting sucked out of the paint a little bit, and that made grabbing that rebound much easier for Davis.
As you see, ball goes up here. Tay Davis working really hard, rewarded with the foul. Took a good hit.
His 5 boards on Monday were tied for second most on the Irish. And he gets the bounce there.
Good to see him coming alive in the second half alongside Burton and Roper. The more for Notre Dame, the better, I would say, Andrew.
Been a quiet day for Davis so far. Just 1 rebound and 1 for 2 here. Past the halfway mark in the second half. Western Carolina has led by double digits for most of this second half. Up by 11 right now, trying to secure a 2-0 start to this season. Jackson works his way inside, defended nicely by Zona. Woolbright has to hurry. 2 on the shot clock. Woolbright to his right, puts it up well short. Good defense there for Notre Dame.
I think Tate Davis's length bothered Woolbright on that possession.
Imes takes it in, then turns back out. Screen from Zona. Imes to the corner. Space for Davis. He'll work in around Lampton to the right hand. Unable to put it home.
I think Micah Shrewsbury wanted a foul call maybe on that one.
Woolbright extends inside. Trying to push back Imes. 3-point try. No good. Scoring drought now for Western Carolina. They've gone over 4 minutes without a basket. Irish look to take advantage as clock starts to get into the smaller numbers here.
Credit Roper on the offensive end with Markus Burton out. He's had multiple opportunities.
Tried to turn the corner there, but is emphatically rejected by Charles Lampton.
Not on that one. I think I ate my words a little bit on that one, as you can see the replay. Great block by Lampton. Again, you can't teach size. Julian Roper going into 6'11". No doubt Charles Lampton's coming over there, hosting a block party in this second half.
A 4-block day for Lampton. It's as many blocks as every other player on both sides combined. Said he's the biggest guy on the court, and he's played like it. Oh, and a missed opportunity there for the finish from Booth. He does get fouled.
Sometimes when you have...
Carey Booth will go to the line when we come back. An 11-point lead for Western Carolina by 11, just under 8 minutes to go here in the second half. Catamounts finished 4th in the conference last year, 10-8 record in conference play. They're projected to be 3rd. So you look at this year's standings. Coach Michael Shrewsbury said that the Southern Conference is one of the more underrated conferences in college basketball. Penn State last year played Furman earlier in the year, and they gave the Nittany Lions quite a handful, and certainly the Catamounts have been a challenging opponent for the Irish so far as they sit in the driver's seat here.
Great road test for the Catamounts coming into Notre Dame. Pretty good crowd for this Irish team coming up against a Power 5 team, and they're leading by now 9 with 7:55 left into the second. I know Justin Gray was excited about this matchup coming back to the ACC as he played at Wake Forest.
Yeah, outstanding playing career there, as we mentioned earlier. Started alongside Chris Paul, then went on to have a very successful career over a decade playing in professional leagues across Europe. Trying to work inside is Jones. He stumbles but keeps his dribble and then gets open from beyond the arc but misses wide to the right, and Davis comes away with the rebound. This is the smallest Western Carolina's lead has been all half. Cut it to 9 early on. Catamounts extended it.
Tate Davis now taking on some of these point guard responsibilities as he goes on the attack against Lampton and finishes it.
Made it look like a natural. Davis sneaks inside. It's a 7-point game with 7 minutes to go.
Now the Irish crowd is on their feet here in Purcell.
Jones directing traffic. Lampton out high to set the screen and frees up Woolbright for a kick back out. Left wing side. That's a foul on the floor and a necessary one for Imes to take as too aggressive on the closeout. Jones would have easily had him beat if not for the contact. Inbounded from just in front of the Western Carolina bench. Woolbright working around the Lampton screen. Irish trying to effectively double him there with Lambton right next to him. Shot is short. Rebound is also off the rim. Somehow it's pulled back by Lambton. 3 tries, no. Looking for a 4th. And now it's up for grabs. And I believe we'll get a jump ball here, with the possession arrow favoring Notre Dame.
You can feel the intensity around the gym that these players are giving off. Everybody, bodies everywhere. 6 minutes left. Smallest lead of the night for Western Carolina. You can really feel the intensity ramping up here as Notre Dame is going to come down for another offensive opportunity. Crowds on their feet. Good to see Notre Dame back in it.
Irish on a 9-0 run. They have not allowed any points in over 6 minutes. Notre Dame beat Niagara with their defense. They're able to scratch back into this game with their defense. The offense coming through too. Carey Booth with a triple, and it's a 4-point game.
How about the dynamic of those 2 freshmen between Logan Imes and Carey Booth coming alive late? That's exactly what Micah Shrewsbury talked to us about. These freshmen are hard workers, and they're proving it out here late in this second half.
Stays for Jones, pull up 3. The answer comes from Russell Jones Jr. once again. 20 points on the day.
No surprise there. Another 3 by Russell Jones Jr. to stop the bleeding for Western Carolina. Same play, here we go again.
4 for 5 from beyond the arc for him, and Carey Booth is on fire as well. 3 for 6 from 3, and it's back to a 4-point lead.
You can see Micah Shrewsbury in the left side of that screen hyping up the crowd. You have to credit these 2 freshmen late in the game once again.
Jones defended by Imes, looks to get it inside. Woolbright draws the foul on Davis. Skilled move there from the Albany, Georgia native, Vontarius Woolbright.
Good awareness by Woolbright. He probably felt 2 hands on his back. One came intertwined with his right arm as he was able to draw that foul. Maybe release some pressure. Notre Dame building momentum and stepping it up on defense. Another way to kill some of that momentum. Once again, veteran move. Good awareness by Woolbright. You see his attempt for 2 free throws right here.
Next Notre Dame foul will put Western Carolina in the bonus as Woolbright sinks his first. Irish have left 5 points on the line in this game and currently a 5-point deficit.
Micah Shrewsbury has become best friends with the refs late in this second half, as we saw again. Woolbright, good on the second. 6-point lead.
Yeah, they've had a couple of friendly chats, I'm sure.
Keyword friendly.
Imes with some pressure in the front court, swings it ahead. Davis to Booth. Can he do it again? He does it again! 3 threes in quick order from Carey Booth. And the Irish are within it. Irish with a chance to tie. Imes inside. Davis has it poked away. Jackson ahead. Beautiful skip pass, and it's finished off at the other end. DJ Campbell running the floor.
Great transition opportunity executed once again by 2 of the 3-headed monster in Jones Jr. and Trey Jackson. Good to see Trey Jackson coming alive late.
Davis spins, puts it up, gets the go.
We talked about the effort needed outside of Markus Burton, and Andrew, look what the rest of this Notre Dame team came together and has done in this second half.
Secondary scoring has come alive, and Davis makes up for the turnover in the last possession with a big basket right there. Woolbright goes right to left, and a foul is called, and that will put Western Carolina in the bonus to a 1-and-1 when we return with 3:21 to go. A barn burner at Purcell Pavilion. Catamounts lead. Well, Western Carolina has controlled most of this game, but the Irish have gotten back into it, and it's been all largely thanks to the efforts of freshman forward Carey Booth.
Check out Carey Booth here. One of his 3 3-pointers made in about the last minute and 20 seconds. He's a versatile freshman. He showed us his inside game early on in the half, and now look at him stepping out on the perimeter. He has carried this Irish team, put the team on his back late in this second half. Great to see Carey Booth do that for this Irish squad.
And a lot talking about the start to Markus Burton's college career, but how about Carey Booth? He just missed a double-double in the Niagara season opener. 20 points so far in this one, tied with Russell Jones Jr. for the game high. This is Vontarius Woolbright with a 1-in-1, trying to extend the visitors' lead, and he just gets the roll.
No surprise there. Carey Booth coming from a strong basketball background as his dad, Calvin Booth, is the GM for the recent champions in the Denver Nuggets. Probably picked up on some of those basketball abilities growing up as Woolbright makes the second.
Certainly a good person to learn from, I'd say.
I would agree on that one. Markus Burton back in.
Back to a 5-point game after he knocks down those 2 free throws. Shrewsbury still held scoreless in this game. Trying to get the Irish back in it. Turns the corner, kicks it over. Burton for 3, and he left it too long. A collision there as Davis and Lambton both go down.
No surprise there from Burton. He might have been a little cold coming off the bench. He sat the last few minutes.
Woolbright throws it up. Lambton catches it. Was not able to get it up cleanly, so he goes outside. Campbell to the attack. Off balance, gets it to go. Another big shot from DJ Campbell, who's got 12 points in this one. May not be part of that 3-headed monster, but he certainly made a difference in this game. Booth, that one off the mark. Maybe a little bit cold coming out of the TV timeout, and the Catamounts in control, up by 7 with just over 2 minutes left.
Big 2 minutes for Notre Dame coming up on the defensive end as they're in the bonus. Woolbright making his way. Couldn't get it.
He's not able to get that one to go. I think Shrewsbury credited the defense with that victory against Niagara. They came up big late in that contest. Need an offensive push here to avoid their first defeat of the season. Shrewsbury calls timeout with 14 on the shot clock and 97 seconds remaining in regulation.
Great timeout call by Markus Shrewsbury. He recognized that offensive possession was a little bit shaky. Weren't getting the options that they wanted to go into the ball screen. Good decision to call the timeout. He'll be able to draw something. Like I said, he has a very strong history. He's great in X's and O's, always has some tricks up his sleeve. He's got 14 on the shot clock. I could imagine they want to get something inside rather than settle for a 3-point shot, as we saw the last possession from Burton didn't work out in their favor.
Irish, after this, will hit the road as they go up to Brooklyn for the Legends Classic. They'll take on Auburn 5 days from now. Then Oklahoma State and St. Bonaventure after, depending on how the tournament shakes out, before they return home. And then conference play begins December 2nd, just a couple of weeks away. A tricky test against a very solid Miami team on the road.
Great schedule for a new Notre Dame team. 3 of their first 16 are true road games, as Burton couldn't get it.
That might be the last-ditch attempt. Notre Dame desperately needed that layup from Burton to fall, and the Irish just swarming Jackson. And Justin Gray, seeing that, calls timeout.
Notre Dame now in a position where they have to foul, put them on the free throw line, but again, late in this game, they got a 7-point lead over Notre Dame. It's a new squad, freshmen, brand new coaching staff, really, really key teaching moments in the last 2 minutes of this game. Take the score completely out of the picture. Markus Shrewsbury is going to coach until the very last second of every single game.
2 close games for Notre Dame to start this season, and that's simply what Markus Shrewsbury wanted, as you mentioned, Derek. Getting that in-game experience. There's just no substitute for it. And the Irish definitely going to go through some growing pains. They certainly have had some today. But they're hoping that those pains will lead to brighter days on the horizon and getting his Notre Dame program back to where it was in the mid-2010s, where it made 3 straight NCAA tournaments, including back-to-back Elite Eights. Inbound goes to Woolboy in the backcourt, and the Irish aggressively going after him. Shrewsbury takes the foul. So Woolbright, who is 7 for 8 at the line himself, he's had over half of the free throw attempts for the Catamounts. Will go up here for a 1-and-1.
I'm sure this veteran team has been tested late in the past. So great execution down the stretch by Western Carolina. Notre Dame did get back in it. They had some good spurts of momentum, but for the most part, Western Carolina kept it together down the stretch as Woolbright again at the free throw line.
Connects. Would you like the decision to foul there, Tara, or would you have played it straight up?
They have to foul now at this point, yeah. Agreed on that one. Braden Shrewsbury, I think, was the last one. They need as many offensive possessions as they can get at this point.
8-point game with 80 seconds left. Woolbright trying to be the 3rd player in this game, and the 2nd on the Catamounts at 20 points. And he does just that. 19 in the season opener, 1 better for the preseason Southern Conference Player of the Year, living up to the billing in this one. Foul on the floor here as Burton tried to cut to the basket.
Great pass by Booth. He had to thread the needle on that one, but that was a great pass made by a post player.
That's just the 5th foul on Western Carolina, so it will not be free throws yet for the Irish. I think Burton may have thought that was the case. Moves into inbounded now. Got a dispute here with Coach Gray, one of the officials. Micah Shrewsbury walking over as well.
There's that interaction between 2 great coaches with big resumes as Shrewsbury again takes from the corner and misses. Notre Dame gonna have to foul again. And they caught Woolbright here along that sideline, excuse me.
Yeah, just a desperation attempt there, it looked like, from Shrewsbury, knowing that Notre Dame desperately needed points. Certainly a tough day for Micah's son, 0 for 7 from the field in this one, but obviously very talented player.
Definitely, probably still trying to find his groove on a new team. Everybody else, too. You can't let his shooting percentages the past 2 nights, label him, because he's a great player, high IQ. His father's confident that he's going to do the right thing. And, I mean, that's just a part of it's early on in the year. A lot of teams have picked up new pieces from the transfer portal, and I think probably everybody else outside of Braden Shrewsbury is also trying to find their way.
32nd ranked shooting guard in the class of 2023. Certainly not lacking for talent.
Woolbright, impressive tonight from the free throw line.
Absolutely, yeah.
Impressed, but not surprised.
11 for 12 for him. As Burton gets a quick 2.
You can see Micah Shrewsbury still, again, coaching to the last second.
Yeah, Irish
emphasizing that.
Irish not
defense.
giving in here. Trying to press here. Good move by Jones to get over midcourt. And there comes the foul. Himes will send Trey Jackson to the line. A little bit short on the first one. Jackson last year, 88% from the free throw line, which was the best figure on Western Carolina's roster.
Not the best night for Trey Jackson, 1 for 11 in field goals, but I mean, that speaks on the rest of Western Carolina's veteran team. He's part of that 3-headed monster as Campbell gets the late strip. Good hustle there.
was somehow able to maintain control of the basketball while losing his footing and save it to a teammate. Thought for sure that was going to go out of bounds once he stumbled.
Impressive body control there. They're having a good laugh about it on the sideline. Russell Jones Jr. is pumped up at the end of this one. Credits to him.
Inbound goes to Pelote. He's immediately fouled. Western Carolina, after this contest, stays on the road. They have a quick turnaround. They'll play Middle Tennessee State on Monday.
Another great road test against a good Middle Tennessee team. That should be a good one. As Bernard Pelote misses the first.
And they head back home for a couple of games. They have almost a week off after that game. McNeese State next Saturday, and then a full week off before they play Northern Alabama on the 26th. 0 for 2 there. Imes with an errant pass, and that should seal it. There is a difference between the game and the shot clock here, but Micah Shrewsbury telling his players to back off. Western Carolina, for just the 4th time in 55 games against the ACC, will emerge victorious. Thanks to 20-plus point efforts from Russell Jones Jr. and Vontarius Woolbright.
Good effort tonight by both teams. A lot of teaching points, a lot of things to learn for the veterans and the freshmen, as a shot clock violation occurs for the Catamounts. Notre Dame will have the last possession before we close it off.
It was all academic, though. Western Carolina had their lead threatened seriously late in the second half. Notre Dame closed it to as small as a 3-point gap, but the veteran Catamounts using that big game experience to hold on. They improved to 2-0 on the year with a 10-point win.